Come on. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Good boy. There's Bobby. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Inky is getting big, man. It's gonna be big for you. What you do? There you go. If we lose the ability to keep reptiles as pets, these animals are gonna be in serious trouble. Here we go. There he goes. He is so fast when it comes to swallowing drumstick. I love it. Oh, yeah. We gotta be smart. We gotta elevate us YouTubers. The more people do things for views on YouTube and not acting intelligent with these animals, right now Fish and Wildlife has the largest online undercover sting going. These guys are no joke. And people keep treating them like jokes, and it ruins it for everyone. It looks like I need 2 hands to open this gate. What's going on, everybody? Kenan here. We're gonna be feeding some of the carnivores around the camp today. I wanted to go ahead and just put a little food out right here because around this time of day, our friend Lucifer comes out. So I'm just gonna get him set up and then we're gonna go feed some other animals and we'll come back to him real quick. So like I said, it is cooling off now. The caiman are gonna become more active because they're nocturnal. The crocodilians all love to be kind of nocturnal feeders, even the alligators. But what happens with the caiman is those guys like to come out and walk around at night. So it's starting to cool off. But we've got a bunch of chicken that I got from Fred's family when I got the caiman. And I finally defrosted it so we can get out here and see what's going on. I had to bash up a few as well so that we can easily feed the smaller monitor lizards like Bobby Rubino and of course Inky, which is where we're going right now. Let's go get these guys fed and we'll get this show on the road here. We got a lot of feeding to do. We got a lot to talk about today.
We sincerely thank all of you happy campers out there. Your support makes a real difference in our efforts here at Camp Kenan. This week's special shout out goes to Outdoors with Jay. Thank you for all you do and for loving reptiles.
Lots of interesting things going on here in the state of Florida with these proposed new rules and possible bans on certain animals, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and how I feel about it and what we can do moving forward as a community and even as a community of YouTubers. Here's Lola. What's up, Lola? How you doing? You're not getting any of that. She's a little herbivore. However, that being said, she's not a strict herbivore. They're opportunists. Sometimes they'll actually get crabs where they live. They'll eat birds' eggs. They'll eat things like that. And every once in a while, we give them a mouse, believe it or not, so that she can actually get the little protein, especially when she is going to be laying eggs. Now, what I've done is I bashed up these drumsticks, okay? And what we're gonna do is just see if we can get our boy Bobby Rubino out. There he is. Okay, we're gonna get him out right here. Let's see if we can lure him. This is a nice big meal, and it's got flesh, and it has, of course, flesh and bone, which is what they need to be happy and healthy. So let's see if we can get him all the way. Come on. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Come on. There you go. He's gonna swallow that up. Good boy. There's Bobby. And this is a nice meal, nice feed for him. Little chicken, little poultry for him. So this is really cool. So you can feed your animals with grocery store items if you prepare it the right way. Come on. I'm gonna leave the rest right out there. So we'll let him come on out. Let's get on over to Inky. As we know, Bobby is special. And man, you know, I just gotta make sure that he's gonna be okay. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. It's kind of a bummer, but he's just not having this quality of life which I want my animals to have. And it's tough, man. I don't want to keep him be point blank. Sometimes it's just difficult to keep an animal alive that's not thriving. I mean, he eats, but he's not moving much. It's like he's palsied up, you know. He's having a hard time, and it's a tough situation. All right, let's see what's going on though with someone who has absolutely no drama. Oh yeah, come on, I want you out. I want you out. Come on. We got to get her out of here. You see there's a nice big bone in there. She will digest that bone and she'll tear the food off. Come on. Let's see if we can place that there. I'll flip this over. get one piece there. See if we got another piece. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna be easy for her to really swallow. Oh yeah, she's gonna smell that for sure. In fact, what I can even do here simply is just open this up. There she is. There she is. Look at this. Oh, look at that food. Yeah. So Inky is getting big, man. Inky is definitely growing and eating and just thriving here at the camp. Very excited. And one of the things I want to talk about is this potential ban on monitor lizards. They have issued a list that they're looking into. Fish and Wildlife is looking into, designating certain animals, not only reptiles, but birds are on the list, amphibians. Also, there are some fish on the list, mammals. They are going to really, make some legislation, make some rules, not even legislation. They're just going to make these laws, and animals like my Pinky and Slinky and of course Inky here could be banned. Now, I don't know if they're going to issue grandfather permits. I'm a little bit different in that I have commercial activity. I'm an education facility, so I may be able to get the permits like I did for Buttercup, but that means no one else will be able to keep these animals, and that's a shame. The only monitors that we have loose here in Florida, which are already prohibited and banned, are the Nile monitor. We've been keeping monitors in Florida for 40 years, and there haven't been any other issues with monitors save the odd escaped pet. But they haven't set up any breeding populations. That's not happening. There's no potential for that. Otherwise, they already would have. And here's the other thing to keep in consideration, friends, is that the animals that are out here, a lot of them were released in the 90s from Hurricane Andrew, and they were also released from, or they were actually, escapees from breeding facilities, importers, people that imported en masse these animals before we had a lot of captive breeding going on and people with better caging and better practices. These animals were definitely, it was an act of God that released them. The odd person letting their lizard go is, it's very, very bad to do that, as we all know, and all of us are very careful not to let these animals loose. But one animal loose is not going to start a breeding population. It would take thousands of animals, like happened earlier on in the 90s with the pythons. Iguanas, they have it's funny, there are videos of iguanas, not videos, but pictures of iguanas in the Keys in the 40s. That's not hard to imagine that storms could have rafted those animals there. Now again, iguanas were imported en masse by the hundreds of thousands and millions. And these are breeding facilities that have let them go. That's why we have a problem with them. Same thing with tegus. Those are animals that have already colonized Florida. To do a full ban on all Varanus, all monitors, I think is overkill. And hopefully it will not come to pass. There's still a lot of legislation, there's still a lot of rule things that have to happen, but unfortunately what we've been seeing is, we have been seeing Fish and Wildlife just ignore stakeholders and just make these rules. When in the past we worked together, once they implemented the conditional species permitting, we worked with them, we kept these animals, we kept them safe. Now there's all sorts of more hoops you got to jump through, and it's really not doing anything to stop the spread of Burmese pythons because they're already here. So it's really optics. I understand these animals should not be in our ecosystem, but many of us that keep reptiles are very responsible. And we're also going to talk about irresponsibility too. I mean, I don't want to see irresponsible people with these animals. I much rather see the right kind of people own them. And I just would hate for any young people that are starting out to not be able to experience this, keeping these beautiful animals, working with these beautiful animals, learning about them. And in many cases, believe it or not, if you are getting, just captive raised animals legally, you are keeping people out keeping these animals safe by not taking wild populations. It's a start. It's a small start. The goal is, of course, is to leave these animals alone. And of course, when you're dealing with conservation, you're trying to conserve habitat. That is the best case scenario. But the more we cruise along into the 21st century, the more we're realizing that money talks and real estate is valuable. And many of the places these animals live are either being ripped off by governments, like in Madagascar. You know, China is in Africa, and they're just taking minerals, taking all kinds of things out of the ground, and destroying that habitat. And they're also exploiting a lot of that wildlife. If we could just figure out, I mean, this is a huge problem, guys. It just goes all over the place. It's too big for me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to bore the heck out of you with geopolitics. But the reality is that, yes, keeping animals in your backyard is an act of conservation when there are more safe in captivity here than there are in the wild. I believe it is a help. Of course, I also get to work with zoos, which is awesome. And we have animals here, like certain turtle species that are animals that are in need, here comes Pinky, that are animals in need of protecting as well. Come on, this is gonna be let's see, this is gonna be a big one. Come on, lady. It's gonna be a big meal. And there's a little elongated tortoise who's been doing the mowing, as you can see. Come on. This is gonna be big for you. What you do? There you go. So back to my story. The reality is that, yes, if you are interested in these animals in captivity are a gateway. They start people down the path of science and conservation and all kinds of sciences that, you know, wind up helping these animals. So they're an introductory. Young people fall in love with these animals, as I did. I chose to become an educator. I do this YouTube channel, and you know, I get to work with people at zoos. I get to work with conservation biologists. I learn a lot just being kind of a host on this channel. It's just so invaluable that we're able to do this. Look at her go. Again, these monitors have very flexible, just like Slinky. She doesn't like when I'm showing up behind her. You see how she pushes the drumstick down? Look at that, people. She got it right down. Now, the cool thing about feeding her this is that there's going to be bone. There's bone in there. There's, of course, meat and skin. And it's a very good meal for her. And they don't get this all the time. But she's going to work that down. It's a big meal, but the acids in her stomach are incredible. And she'll be able to digest every single part of that meal. Look at her go. What a gal. Right down. That's incredible. I love watching this. I just think these are amazing animals. So why am I bothered? You know, this list could be detrimental to the future of keeping reptiles, because once they put these animals on the list, they will certainly put others on the list. And unfortunately, what Florida does is going to affect other states as well. And if we lose the ability to keep reptiles as pets, these animals are going to be in serious trouble. No one cares about them except people like us. And you can only, what's going to happen? I mean, they're only going to be alive in very small pockets, if that. They'll be stolen from the wild as black market animals. Criminals will be the people that keep them. It's just never the right way to ban it. The right way to do it is for us as a community to work with Fish and Wildlife and also be responsible. Historically, the reptile community has never been very good at coming together. I think she's had enough. What do you guys think? And there's a lot of infighting, and what we really need to do is set up a situation where we're inspiring these young people to keep animals the right way, not to just get a monitor. We don't want people just grabbing these animals and keeping them. We want the right people to have them, because they do require a lot of space. They do require food and care and knowledge, and you work up to that. So maybe in the future we start a mentorship program, similar to what they do with birds of prey if you want to become a falconer. Oh, there he is, big boy right there. So you got to get this guy ready. I want to get a drumstick on the old tongs because he gets so darn excited. He's gonna eat a lot today. He's gonna eat a few of these, so he's gonna probably pop out and people are gonna get alarmed, but don't be alarmed because I can get him right back in. Here we go. There he goes. Get that first one in there, and he's pretty excited. And right down. No, how cool is that? He is so fast when it comes to swallowing drumsticks, don't you think? I've actually fed him, as you have seen in past videos. We've fed Slinky entire chickens and watched him tear through the carcass. Pretty interesting stuff, if you ask me. I love it. Oh yeah, and those razor sharp teeth, really cool animal, man. You know, and I understand why not everyone should have them, and I understand Fish and Wildlife's concern, but a blanket ban is not really going to address that concern. These animals, like I said, we have a hard time getting these animals to breed in captivity here in Florida because it's just, believe it or not hot enough for them to really go into full breed. You have to manipulate the situation, the environment for them in order to get them really going. We're going to save the rest here. I think what we're going to do is we save the rest for our crocodilians. Dude, you had a pretty good feed, Slinks. I think that's, I don't even know how many I gave him. How many did I give him? It's pretty nuts. Let's give him one more because I love Slinky. We'll give him one more. There you go. Come on. There you go. See how he slows down too? After he gets a few, he just starts to chill. I love that lizard, man. Say goodbye. Bye, Slinky. You know, I don't know. Maybe that is something we could do. Here's a Cuban tree frog. There's an invasive species right there. Cuban tree frog. It's hard to know what to do, right? What are we going to do? Are we going to lose the privilege, the right to keep animals here in Florida? I don't know. But of course, there is the petition. You guys will find it in the description. If you're a Florida resident and you want to keep your animals, you've got to sign that petition so that the governor knows we're serious. We vote. It's important because I just have a hard time with bureaucrats. Bureaucracy. These people aren't elected to office in FWC. They're hired and they get to stay there. And they're making rules that affect the lives of thousands of Florida residents. And I don't want to be a criminal. I don't want to be viewed as a criminal because, you know, we try and do things all on the up and up. I've helped Fish and Wildlife before with certain situations when they have confiscated animals and so on, and I'd like to continue to do that, but I also want to be able to keep these animals. There is the smooth front caiman, and what I'm going to do simply, guys, is just take this. We're going to place it out here. They're shy. These guys are so shy. We're going to place some parts out here, and then we're going to see if they eat them. We'll come back tonight. I'll see if they eat them. These guys are much bigger. They can take a whole drumstick without any issue. But I broke the bones on this one. Just put one there and that piece there. And I think that does it. I think the rest are going to Snaggy and Lady Dale. Let's get on over there. Which is the next point. I hope I'm making sense. It's hard to kind of keep my thoughts together when I am in fact walking around and feeding animals, but it's more like just a stream of consciousness, you know. There's got to be a way to find some common ground. It might be too late now. I don't know. With Fish and Wildlife, you know, we have these inspections I have to go through. We've got requirements. Like here, of course, is Fred's Lagoon, where the gators are. They're a native species. There's Dale. That's actually Snaggletooth. You know, we've got all this stuff, and you'll see I have my tongs. We're going to feed with tongs because it brings us to the next cause of concern, and it has to do with YouTube. And this is, you know, when I just want to just say this, like, FWC made some rules that are going to get voted on here in Jacksonville next week. about new rules to their permitting process. Things like regarding violations and, you know, losing your permit. If you get a written warning, it's considered now a violation, and your permits could be pulled. Your permit's pulled, you won't be able to keep any animals, any, even class 3, which are the most benign. They can pull it at their discretion. They can pull all this, and unfortunately, you'll be SOL. You know, you won't be able to keep your animals, and they'll have to be given up or euthanized, which I know a lot of you would be devastated having to think about that, you know. Let's get this in. So why am I using tongs? Well, number one, it's smart now. We got to be smart. We got to elevate us YouTubers. And, you know, I know views are important. A lot of guys do things for views to kind of, it's very exciting to see people hand feed these animals. But the reality is they're big, they're dangerous, and it's dangerous for me. Plus, I have a wife, and my wife does not like the fact that, you know, I'm feeding these animals. Now watch a big old snaggletooth come out here. He's gonna pop up. Oh, oh, oh. He's coming, he's coming. Come on, Snag, come on, Snag, come on, Snag, come on. Come on, boy. And the more people do things for views on YouTube and not acting intelligent with these animals and not following any kind of real, look at this, not following any kind of proper protocol. Now watch this, this is a day, he's being sneaky these days. Come on, come on, come on, boy, good boy, come on. See, this just gives us a little bit more. Come on, and he gets to eat. You see that? It's just a safer way to do things. I want to do things the right way, people, because right now Fish and Wildlife has the largest online undercover sting going out of any other organization in the country. You see that? Even with the talent, even with this, things get hairy. Here he comes. Look at this guy go. That's a big boy. Now we got to watch out for her too. Oh, so much drama. You see how quickly things can get a little exciting here. So the best thing to do, throw food right there instead of getting them. Here he comes. I'll go back this way. Come on. Woo. It's so much fun. So because, oh, here, I'm gonna chuck some. You see what I mean? And doing it this way is definitely safer than trying to hand feed. These guys are no joke. And people keep treating them like jokes, and it ruins it for everyone. So if you do something on video and you record it for views to look cool or whatever, and you know, you can get hurt, you could lose your license, because let me tell you, they are looking for any excuse to take licenses away. They're trying to put, you know, they're trying to put a, oh God, don't bite him. They're trying to put a kibosh on just the wild west of YouTube, friends. And it's unfortunate that it had to come to that, because, you know, I don't know. Some people might call me a stiff or an old guy that's, you know, soft or whatever. But I want to be able to keep enjoying my animals, and I don't want them taken away, and I don't want to lose my livelihood. I love my job. It's a dream job, but you have to take into consideration these are truly dangerous animals, and to just get up there and wrestle them, and, you know, it's just not the way to do it, guys, because Fish and Wildlife is watching everyone, and I really hope that we take this into consideration as a community. As like I said, let's give him that one. They're all covered in mud right now. let me go ahead and get this stuff out of here, and then we'll talk a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, see, when it's this hot, these guys are extremely hungry and they're extremely active, and there's something about them, you know. You want to keep your distance. You don't want to get hands-on with these animals unless you absolutely have to, and we don't have to do that. I think you guys enjoy seeing these animals here at the camp. I know Fred's happy that up there looking down at us all. He's got to be happy that these animals have mud to wallow in and they're getting fed, and of course Dale's made a nest, and look at these two together. Giving them this habitat has been a dream of mine, to be able to take care of them and continue Fred's legacy. And in the past, it was normal for guys to get in there, wrestle gators and stuff, and, you know, rodeo it up, but only when necessary, man. We can't just do that for views anymore, because Big Brother's watching. If they deem what you're doing is unsafe, these are new rules, guys, coming out. You have to report your own injuries to Fish and Wildlife. So if you got bit, they want to know about it. And if it's a bite with a venomous snake, a lot of guys free handle snakes, which I get it, has been something that people have done forever, but you put it on YouTube, man, you're gonna get a citation if you get bit and document it. You might get the views, but it'll be the last video you ever do with your venomous snakes. It's serious what's going on. And I'm only saying this to let other reptile YouTubers know, other animal YouTubers to know about this. We've got to be better, man. We've got to be cautious. It's just important. We don't want to give any fuel for more laws to come down on us. Otherwise, this will be over. This whole thing would be over, friends. And God, that would suck. I don't know what I'd do without these animals. I've worked so hard to build out the camp the way it is, to do these videos for you guys. Some of you like them. I'm sure some of you don't. That's fine. But this is how I do things. And this is what I feel passionate about, are these animals. And how can we continue to do educational videos, but be smart, guys. Just be smart. Yeah, that's it. That's what we got. So from now on, I'm going to be using the tongs to feed them. As you saw, it still gets pretty intense. When a 12-foot gator is rushing at you, or a croc or whatever, it's still intense. But, you know, this is how we have to feed them. There's still a couple of drumsticks down there. I would like to have them find those. But it's just the way things have got to be, guys. Be careful. You think I'm faking? You think it's all just a joke? But it's not. They're looking at us, they're watching us, and they're taking notes. And they can take your animals away from one violation. They can decide to take them away. And if they take them away, you'll be bummed. And with that, I think it's time for me to get moving, because it looks like Snaggy thinks I'm a drumstick. I don't know. Is he going to come up here or not? He does seem happy in that muddy water, though. I love it. They got plenty of water over here. All right, so that's the video, guys. It's a lot. Don't forget to go to the petition, the link below. Sign the petition if you live in Florida. Let them know you don't agree with these bans, that we need to work together in a more positive way. None of us want any more invasive species, and we do a good job. A lot of reptile people do a great job. There are some bad actors in this industry, but you know what? You can't be bad for long, because we'll get rid of you. Let's work together. FWC, animal keepers, citizens of Florida. That's my plea. All right, everyone. There are more videos to look at here at the old camp, so go ahead and explore around the channel. I think you guys will dig them. And for now, I'm going to say, see you later. Say bye, Snaggy. See you guys.